It's about the fourth Durbar this year, 2025. And we intend to institutionalize staff Durbars at least quarterly going forward from now. I urge you all to see this organization as our own baby, work hard, and ensure that we achieve the mandate of this organization to serve our country. Today we meet here to share with you some information since our last Durbar, some few developments. We are also privileged for the first time to have with us our two Deputy Director Generals. Since they came in, having a Durbar of this kind. We had one with the minister, but that was a Durbar that was called by the minister. So it was a minister's Durbar. So this is the one that we have them with us. And I believe they will take advantage of today's Durbar to share with you some perspectives and their expectations of all of us in resetting our organization. And then the main issue, some review that we have done with Old Mutual for them to present that to us. Then you have the opportunity to ask all the questions and clarifications that you want. One major thing that has happened over this period is this thing that I'm wearing here, our staff ID. Last year we signed a contract for a number of vehicles. 10 of it has already been delivered. We are waiting for the next batch to be delivered. This time, since I joined the agency, we've dispatched 3 pickups to outside headquarters. One to Sunyane and Bono region, one to Tamale. We've been very consistent in sending funds to the regions and districts quarterly. Again, we send some tablets to all the offices across the country. You secure SIM cards loaded with data to all the tablets that we send across. And this data is renewable automatically every month. We have set up some few committees. We put them on our platforms and shared it with you. We formed project and contract management committee to advise management when it comes to various projects that we participate and contracts that we execute or we will execute to ensure smooth implementation of that. We form another committee as part of the strategic sector cooperation agreement with Denmark to work on a strategic plan for the agency. The team will be sent out there in Denmark to build their capacity and then help us develop our strategic plan and mainstream it in our operation. Last but not the least, is a disciplinary committee that has been formed and inaugurated. We are working seriously towards amendment of GMET Act again with the support of our minister to make move GMET from an agency to an authority. This meeting, and that every quarter you have a meeting with the Division Executive Union to get a feel from the staff, their perspective on things that we are doing, and also take opportunity to also share with them some of the things that we are doing, to work together as a team to propel our organization forward. On that note, I welcome you all to this staff Durbar, and I give the opportunity to my deputies to say a word or two, and then before Mutua comes in. Thank you very much.
And I must say that you have come a long way to make this work, not just for one or two staff, but for all of us here. As you may be aware, and I'm sure you are aware, the condition of service has gone through fair wages to the Ministry of Finance, and it is at the consideration stage. I believe that the pressures that we are giving them will necessitate them to expedite actions on same. And so by way of informing you, as you are already aware, the document is at Ministry of Finance, and it will soon get to the negotiation stage. Public Service Commission approved our scheme of service. It has been endorsed and approved, and same has been sent to us. For the other, prepare your documents well, get ready for the mapping, and I am sure that no one will be left out. Very importantly also, I would want to touch on promotion of staff. Some few months ago, there were some staff that were forwarded to management and were due for promotions. Unfortunately, our board was not constituted then. We wrote to the Ministry of, through the Ministry of Communication to PSC, but we were redirected to go to the Chief of Staff. Our board was constituted. And so we'll prefer to wait for the board, which will take rather a shorter period than to go through the Chief of Staff. And so once the board settles, after their first or second meeting, we will definitely table this promotion list to the board for clearance, and we will have the ball rolling. I would also want to highlight or touch on some trainings that are ongoing. Some of the planned trainings that are ongoing or are yet to commence are strategic leadership and management training. This is targeted at directors, unit heads, regional and district meteorological officers to strengthen leadership, decision-making, and strategic planning skills. We also have change management training. This will prepare staff to effectively adapt to organizational reforms, evolving policies, and sectorial transformations. There will also be refresher training for principal meteorological technicians. And also, the drivers are not left out. We have defensive driving training upcoming for the drivers. And believe you not, also the security are not left out. They are yet to also have their security training, and other trainings will also follow. We also have a health and safety training for officers who will be in charge of health and safety. This will include workplace safety, officers' safety, and also first aid training. We have procured first aid boxes. The head office also already have theirs dispatched. The regional offices and the district offices first aid boxes are ready. It is yet to be dispatched. And we will have training, we will have nominated officers who will be in charge of health and safety, and they would have their training so as to help staff in times of health and safety needs. On this note, I want to appreciate all of you for coming, and I hope that we'll have better and better days ahead. Thank you very much.
With respect to our recent activities, one of the most significant activities that has been done so far has been by our Central Analysis and Forecasting Office from CAFO. From the 26th, that is on Tuesday, to 28th, CAFO has been engaging various media houses under the theme Advancing Early Warning for All, Media as a Lifeline. And this campaign started on Tuesday, where we engaged the various media outlets in the Greater Accra region. We continued yesterday in the Eastern region in Koforidua, and we'll conclude this on Friday in Elmina. With respect to regional and international engagements, we've also been privileged to host certain high-level visits which reinforce our international standing. In particular, we've received 2 delegations from the World Meteorological Organization, from the Africa office, and also a representative from the WMO's Secretariat in Geneva, represented by a Ghanaian, and we were very happy to host him, Mr. Thomas Asari, who is the Assistant Secretary General of the WMO. We've also had the opportunity to host His Excellency Dr. Tidiane Ouattara, the President of the Africa Space Agency. And this is a very important, should I say, meeting, which looks at the role of GMET within the Africa space sector and how, as a national meteorology agency, we are able to plug ourselves within that space and become relevant. We've also done many cross-border collaborations, especially the most recent ones with our neighbors in Togo, where through the partnerships with the Agence Meteorology in Togo, the Maritime Prefecture, and also some artisanal fishing communities, we've undertaken joint training and stakeholder engagements with our sister agencies across the border. In conclusion, I just want to commend you for the work that you are doing so far, and we hope that going forward we'll put in a lot of measures to curtail some of these things. I'd like to end by stating clearly, although I'm commending RMOs and DMOs, I'd also like to draw your attention to some of these things. There are chat discussions that we've been having. Chat discussions are not just for CAFO. Everyone who is related to this is supposed to participate in this program, and we will be closely monitoring this activity. We took advantage of this particular activity to involve as many units as we can. And as we're doing that, I would also like to acknowledge that it seems that certain regions and district offices have been ignored, but we don't want to do that. Make yourselves visible and let us feel the impact of your work. When some of these training activities do come on board, we hope that we can involve all of you in some of these activities. We've also had some training of assistant meteorologists. Soon we'll be doing the trainings of the principal met technicians, and also some instructional training for instructors in Denmark as well. And recently we've also had 4 of our staff granted scholarships to be able to pursue further studies outside. As and when we get more updates and more opportunities, we'll be sharing it with you all. So thank you very much for your attention.
We're happy that DG and management could engage us on how we can offer that solution to everyone here. So as we go through the presentation, like Wisdom said, please note down your questions and the team will be happy to address them for you. Please, is it visible to everyone? It's not that clear. Okay. So DG is advising that those at the back, if you can't see, we have about 2 rows at the front here, so you can please join us. But let me quickly go through it together. So this scheme, like Wisdom mentioned, is not for or from Old Mutual to GMET. Let me stress on that. This scheme is not from Old Mutual to GMET. It is rather from GMET to Old Mutual to manage on your behalf. Okay? It's from you guys here, led by your able-bodied management team, to us, so we can manage it on your behalf. Now, how does it work? Each month, we take 10% of your basic salary into this scheme. But that 10% is also divided into 2. 70% of the contribution goes into your provident fund, and 30% goes into a welfare scheme for everyone. Now, the 70% that goes into the Provident Fund is towards your retirement. So that when the day or date is due, Old Mutual will pay your lump sum to you. The 30% is towards a welfare scheme, which makes it possible for everyone who is a member to access some support when the need arises. It is your own money. However,
thank you very much, Old Mutual, for honoring us this afternoon and explaining details to us. Colleagues, we've drawn the curtains on our engagement, but we want to give our Director General just some 2 minutes to share with us his closing remarks.
I believe my closing remarks will be like a vote of thanks. Because we've been here for a long time. We want to thank you very much for a very interactive, insightful discussions from our own normal Durbar information sharing to the Old Mutual presentation. I believe all our nagging questions and skepticisms and concerns has been addressed. My major thanks goes to the Divisional Executive Union for a very wonderful engagement we had with them in the morning. Together, we believe we can move our organization forward. There's a new, how do they call it? You have concerns, a portal that has been created with my deputy support services. And that you have any concerns, please feel free to engage. Let us talk, let's address it, and let's move our organization forward. Let us support the process with the Old Mutual and believe it's a very nice package that will help us during the time we are working and time we go to a pension and the time that we have problems with our health. On that note, I would like to thank all of you, and may the good Lord be with us all. Thank you.